what are some of the metrics or feedback tools that you recommend for effectiveness on like team cohesion, employee satisfaction, and just overall performance? Any data that you recommend?
Well, the data is very clear. A Gallup report shows that 67% of employees are disengaged, and 16 out of that 67 is actively disengaged. The data is very clear that with all the training that is happening, why we have such a high number of employees are still being disengaged. And that's an alarming number. They also reported that 50% of those people feeling stressed at work. 24% feeling angry. Neve saying people feeling more and more lonely. 20% people have reported that they felt isolated and alone. As we look at these statistics, with all the training, companies reported that they spent $359 billion on training programs. Why are we spending so much money on these training programs and we are still not getting the result that we want? Well, because we're still not addressing the heart of the matter, which is emotional disconnection that is happening. How do we repair the rupture? How do we heal our relationships? The same thing with workplace conflict. The CPP Global Report did a study in 2008 that 3 hours per week per employee is spent on conflict at work. Well, in 2022, they just published the study and that number went to 4.2 hours per week. So if you have 100 employees, just calculate that number by 4.2 hours per week people are wasting on workplace conflict. And again, it's disengagement, it's absenteeism, it's wasting time of just being out of balance in that moment of disconnection. Again, we have to ask ourselves, what is missing in our training programs that those numbers are still going up? What are we not teaching? What are we not addressing in those training programs that managers are still having a hard time of having these conversations? And studies after studies show that when people learn how to work with emotions, how to repair disconnects, how to repair the emotional safety in their organization, they feel happier. I mean, we have done over 1,000 training sessions with individuals, pairs, teams, and organization. People report they feel much more happier, they feel more confident, they can work well together. And the transformation happens very quickly. As people learn and learn this language and continue to practice it, they integrate it in every day. It becomes habitual for them. Becomes habitual to express and make the implicit explicit, saying, I do care about you. You are important to me. Your experience is important to me. Thank you for sharing those hurt feelings. I want you to know you're not alone. We are right here with you. This is what happened in that biotech company. They started to make those things explicit to people. They started to become more aware of how their behavior and their reaction impacts the other person. So they can correct the message, because healing comes from a new corrective emotional experience. And so when they have the opportunity to repair the conversation, repair the bond, and create that new corrective emotional experience, immediately you start to feel people are motivated, collaborative, supportive, engaged, and now you have less conflicts.